Hello and welcome back to the studio. Today I'm excited to share with you the new soft oil pastel set from Lightwish. Now you know I have been on an oil pastel journey and when Lightwish reached out to me about their floral theme oil pastel set, you know I had to jump on it. I'm the garden and surrounded by florals is definitely my happy place, whether it's in my literal garden or it's at the end of my paintbrush. So I felt like this would be a good fit, a little bit more in my desired color palette than like some of the intro sets that we've been playing around with while still being affordable. So I'll have everything linked down below. Now this is my first impression with this set, so I will be giving you my real thoughts. I have not done anything other than swatch them, and if you'd like to see those swatches, I'll have that all at the end of this video along with color names so that you are able to keep up and play along. One of the things that I really love about the Lightwish oil pastels, at least these soft oil pastels, is that they are indeed soft, very creamy, very easy to blend. I love that I was able to follow kind of my preferred style of oil pastels where I start with this base that I blend together. I'm able to get a lot of good gradients in there, mix together new colors, and really kind of work from my oil painting background and kind of pulling from that a little bit more with the oil pastels and just able to mimic that effect. That was really easy to do with these oil pastels. And if you're interested in seeing the full step-by-step process of this painting, I'll have that linked down in the description for you. Not only was blending and creating new colors really easy for individual elements like florals and leaves and adding little details, but this was probably the easiest background I've ever blended out. I love to have a gradient on my background, and so I'm constantly trying to blend things out, and so it's really important to me that the oil pastels are nice and creamy. Even compared to some of my more expensive oil pastels, I found it was very creamy, very smooth, very buttery soft, and you were able to blend it very well. You're also, with these oil pastels, able to layer colors over each other. I do appreciate that they are very opaque. However, because they are so soft, I found that it was very easy for me to blend instead of like kind of just blending it to soften it, which is what I prefer to do with oil pastels. When I'm applying layers of color on there, I'll apply the new color on and then touch it with my finger to kind of blend it and soften it so it's not quite as punchy as like a straight from the tube paint or straight from the crayon. But with these oil pastels, because they are so soft, and that could be because it is very hot right now, and so I would guess that they're a little softer than normal. Another side effect, if you will, to these oil pastels being so very soft and creamy is that when they were left out on my desk again on a hot day, the oil separated from the rest of the crayon. I have had this happen with other more affordable oil pastels. While my higher end oil pastels on the same desk, in the same environment, the same hot atmosphere, they did not separate. So something to keep in mind that is kind of a side effect. But if you just cannot find oil pastels that are creamy and dreamy enough for you, then these would be a good place to start. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to see this. One thing I do like and appreciate, there are perforations in the paper that surrounds the oil pastel so that it easily, you can see how that's kind of tearing off in a perforated line. It's really easy to pull it off without it taking the whole paper, especially because the name of your color is on here. I usually like to keep the papers. It also keeps your hands or your gloves a little bit cleaner. So it's a small detail, but it is an important detail to me. Then on top of it, they have just these beautiful colors. Of course, I'm biased towards the floral themed oil pastel set that I'm showing you here. I really love the colors in here. I think that the color range is excellent. It fits well with my personal color palette, and there's plenty more of what I like to call sophisticated or more mature colors where they're not as bright, they're not as Crayola, they're not necessarily what you're going to find in a kindergarten classroom or in a beginner set of crayons. There's just a little bit more sophistication with it. Maybe it's a little more desaturated, maybe it's a little bit lighter and softer, maybe it's a little bit creamier. And I just love the colors that have come in this palette. So overall, I found that I really enjoyed using this set. I'm really excited to continue exploring it and playing around with it. All right, that's enough from me. Let's dive into the swatches. Again, if you're interested in this palette, be sure to take advantage of the discount code that I have in the description box.